Okay, we're going to start the Mishnah on Nun Beis Amid Beis. Just began it yesterday. Hamakash Bechelko. It's interesting. A person who marries a woman with his portion. Bein Bekochim Kotoshim, Bein Bekochim Kalim. So we discussed yesterday the two levels of consecration. You have korbanos, which are called Kochi Kadoshim. It's a more advanced level of consecration. For instance, a chatos, an osham, and a mincha. That's the more advanced level of Kochi Kadoshim. The law of Kochi Kadoshim, because it has reference to the Gemara, can only be eaten in the sanctuary. If it's taken out as a sanctuary, it becomes invalidated. It's called yotze. It was taken out of its bounds. Kochim Kalim, which is Shlomim and Toda, Korban Pesach, Bechor and Meiser, it cannot be taken outside Yerushalayim, but it could be eaten in Yerushalayim. Okay? Kochi Kodoshim could only be eaten by Kohanim or the male Kohanim, not by their wives or by their daughters. Kochim Kalim, the portion they receive of the Kochim Kalim, not only could they eat, even their wives and daughters are able to eat the Kochim Kalim. Okay? Now, the Mishnah says he's Mekadosh with his Chelek. So, in terms of the Chatos or the Osham, the Kohen receives his portion. The Shlomim, what does the Kohen receive? He receives the Chos of Ashok. That's the breast and the thigh. Okay? The one who brings the Korban, the Shlomim, when he receives his is that called his Chelek? It's not called his portion, it's his Korban. The Kohen, the one who brings the Korban has to give of the Kohen's portion to the Kohen. But you're not going to refer to the Shlomim as the portion of the Yisrael who brings it. It has relevance to the Gemara. Because the Mishnah speaks initially. One is Mekadosh with his Chelek, with his portion of Kochim Kal, Kochim Kadoshim, Kochim Kalim. Einem Kodeshes. She's not married. Why? Because nobody disagrees. Kochim Kadoshim is what? Is Mammon Gavoa. You cannot have a financial ownership in that. Kochim Kalim, there's going to be a discussion. B'maisa sheni, what about maisa sheni? Bein b'shogi ben mezid lokidesh divrei Meir. Meir said the opinion maisa sheni is mama gavoa. The second tithing that you take, which is during the first and second, and the third and the fourth and fifth of the sabbatical cycle, right? The second 10% you take from produce is called maisa sheni. The third and sixth is called maisa oni. The second 10% you give to the poor has no kedusha, but the first, second, and fourth and fifth, the second 10% you tithe is called Maisa Sheni. Rameir's position is it's Mom Gavoa. Again, it's considered God's. You only have a right to eat. But in terms of monetary ownership, you have none. Therefore, if you marry a woman, whether you're not aware it's Maisa Sheni or you are aware it's Maisa Sheni, either way, Einem Kodeshes. Because you didn't give her anything of your own. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yehuda says, B'shogeg lo kiddush. If you give it to her not realizing it's Maisa Sheni, it's Shogeg, it's not a kiddushin. Why? Because it's called kedushin tos. Because if the woman would have known that it's ma'aser sheni, she wouldn't have wanted it. She thinks she's receiving ordinary food, and now it has all kinds of restrictions. Sure, she could eat it, but it's mama gavoa. It's mama gavoa. No, but again, it's no different than kochim kalim. Kochim kalim, a woman could eat kochim kalim, correct? She could eat kochim kalim, but the Tanakama says, if you marry a woman kochim kalim, einem kodeshes, because also it's mama gavoa. She could eat it, but you haven't given her anything, and even what she has, she doesn't financially own. Purely, she could eat it. Okay, we'll discuss that. It's God's. It's God's asset. You can have a financial interest in that. Well, Tosa said, said it. Tosa discussed this. We mentioned this a few days ago, right? If I provide a service to you, a service is evaluated, Shavet Pruta. So let's say I say to you, I will deliver the the chatos to you. Even Tzmam Gavoa. But here I'd have to inconvenience myself, and I'd have to pay for a delivery service to deliver the chatos. So that service is a shava pruta. If he marries her with that, it's not a problem. Because you're offering that service. But here, what you're giving her, that's something you don't own. You don't own that right. You understand? The benefit she's having, it's like you want to pick something up, and I could stop you from picking it up. And I says, I will not stop you. Have you given the person anything? You haven't given the person. You've given them something. You've allowed them. You're not preventing them from taking something which they have a right to take. Doing nothing. Nothing. It's purely Torah says. What you receive, you have a mitzvah to eat. But let's say somebody would take it away from you. What did they do? Did they steal? They didn't steal. They did something which is inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
So as Master Shani, the woman takes it, does she have a right to take it, or if she has not have any?
If let's say somebody would steal Meiser Sheni from someone, he's not considered a thief. Going to Rameh, he's not a thief. It's Mamon Gavoa. Doesn't make a difference. So what? So it's grumma. So it's grumma. It's grumma. It's grumma. No. Again, good. You're satisfying yourself with something which, in what it is, you have no ownership in that. You have no ownership. Let me give you an example. I'll give you an example. Person has an invitation at someone's house, and I go to tell the person, disinvite him. Disinvite him. Now he has to go fend for himself, and it's going to cost him to pay for his own meal that he would have normally been hosted. The one who told him to be disinvited, he may have done the wrong thing, but now he has to have his own personal outlay of money to provide for what he would have had without paying for it. Did he take anything from him? He didn't take anything from him. He did something maybe he shouldn't have done. He didn't act properly. But it's not, I had an invitation, now you no longer have an invitation. You became disinvited. That's exactly what this is. And it is transferable? It depends. It depends. It depends. It depends. It depends. No. But let me give you an Okay, again, you could give the invitation to a third party to go. But when you had that invitation, that's only because you could sell it, but what you're selling it is not because the person, if he wants it, he'll pay. But you're not giving him anything. You're not giving him anything. You understand? It's like I could prevent you from taking something, and I don't, and therefore I'm providing. I could withhold this piece of paper from you, which is the invitation. You can't get through the door unless you have that entry ticket in your hand. No, I'm talking about what you didn't pay for. I'm talking about it's a moment gavoa. You receive an invitation. It's not. This is not something which is marketed. Okay. But again, I'm giving you. What am I giving you? I'm marrying you with a piece of meat. The meat you're giving me is not your meat. It wasn't the one who gives the meat, and it's not the one who receives the meat. All you have is what? You have the right. You're willing to pay for. What do you pay? But even when you have it, you don't have the eating right. It's not a right. Everybody has those eating rights, except because I happen to be there first. Let's talk about something else. A person gets in the line, and the 10th person in the line there may not be food left for him. The person says, I'll sell my spot in the line, and I'll let you take my spot, and you'll be guaranteed that you'll be able to have the food. Right? No, but there, because I have a right to stand in the line there. I have a right to stand. When I stand in the line, nobody could put me out of the line. So that is my right. You understand? So that's the equivalent. I own that spot. So I'm selling the spot in the line because I own that spot. You don't have to sell the food. I could, whatever will evaluate that spot, that will be its value. Whatever people will pay for the spot, because of its value versus what you can eat. No. Okay. Okay, because that's a right you have. Because you have that right. Here you don't have any. That right has value. That you can own that right. Under a certain condition, you own that right. Here you have no rights. You're permitted to eat it, or there's a mitzvah to eat it, but you don't own that right. If you have so much mileage, or you have a certain status, diamond, platinum, whatever it may be, that's your right to make a claim there. You have a right to make that claim. Because to be that status member, that gives you that right. But that right is your right. Here you have no right. If everything's said and done, you have no right, legal right. You're permitted. You're permitted. That's it. And we hope nobody's going to take it away from you. But if he takes it away from you, you have no claim to him. Only that he did the wrong thing. He didn't act appropriately. That's the difference. Okay, think about it. You'll hear the difference. Because Tosas deals with it. Look, let's not get complicated. Let's have separate discussion. Go ahead and have something else. Has nothing to do with this. Okay? So according to Rabbi Yehuda b'shogig lo kiddush, b'mezid kiddush. Rabbi Yehuda is of the opinion that Ma'aser Sheni is not Mama Gavor. But so if he's not aware and she's not aware that it's Ma'aser Sheni, they would have preferred not to use this. So therefore it's considered Kedushei Tos. Because there are certain restrictions on it. Where you don't use a holy object for what? For marriage. But let's say they're both aware that it's a Ma'aser Sheni. Since it is his asset, she's receiving what she receives, she could acquire. She's Mukudeshes. Ubehegdish. Now, the halacha is something is kodesh berek habayis, a consecrated table. If a person benefits something that's consecrated, what happens? Inadvertently, it's yotzi l'chulin. It transfers immediately, becomes ordinary. I take something believing it's mine, and mistakenly, and I use it. Right? I acquire an axe. I think the axe is hefker, and it's Hegdish's axe, and I have a mind to acquire it. That axe immediately transfers from a consecrated state to an ordinary state. And you have to have to pay value, a fifth, plus bring a korban. Okay? That's called Ashem Ilos. You have to bring an Oshem, guilt offering from Ilo. That's the halacha. Okay? Rameir said, but that we rule halacha that's only if it's done inadvertently. If you do it deliberately, it doesn't change. It retains its Hegdish status. Rameir is of the opinion, even if you do it b'mezid, intentionally you want to acquire something which is Hegdish's, it loses its consecrated status. So therefore, Kiddush b'mezid, he took something which was consecrated, an object, and he gives it to the woman. She's aware, he's aware, it's Kiddush. Why? Because the moment he acquires it, for kiddushin, what happens? It loses its Hegdish status. So what is he giving her a marriage? He's giving her chulin. Ubeheg, right? Because he's aware it's Hegdish, and he has a mind to take it to marry a woman, The moment he takes it to marry the woman, there's a transition from Hegdish to Chulin.
Right now he owes Hegdish.
That's separate.
That's it. But I'm saying it's
Correct.
So you have to pay the
The
full
first
mission.
is he's buying it from Hegdish.
He's not buying it. He's not buying it. He's caused Hegdish to be the item itself. When you intend to take from Hegdish, it's no longer Hegdish's. That's what the Torah says.
You owe Hegdish something.
Yo, principal a fifth plus he has to bring a korban,
So you have the same
So
thing.
there's a
with the
transaction that's occurred.
a transfer.
Transaction. Some transaction is occurred.
No, now you've acquired it because Hegdish you can't acquire.
But now that he owns it, he can actually move different things than
Correct, right. He's marrying with his asset. But we are of the opinion that when you acquire something b'mezid of Hegdish, it retains its Hegdish status. So what are you giving her? You're giving her nothing. No, it retains its Hegdish. It's Hegdish. Stays Hegdish. The table. No, if he benefits from it, whatever the value of the benefit is, he has to pay value. You hear? Mike, you're not listening. I understand. If you benefit from it, we hold la'alocha. You deliberately benefit from Hegdish. The Hegdish is not affected, but the value of the benefit, you pay value plus a fifth plus the korban. If the benefit is a shavet pruta, it has to be a shavet pruta. You pay, right? It's not the item. The item retains its status. B'shogig lo kiddush, but if we shogig not, because both the man and woman, if they wouldn't know it's Hegdish, they wouldn't have done it. It's kedushitos. Rabbi Yehuda b'shogeg kiddush. Rabbi Yehuda says no. If it's b'shogeg, then it's a kedushin. Why? Because it's chulin. It's chulin. Because factually, what is he giving her? He's giving her an object that's not Hegdish. B'mezid lo kiddush. But if it's deliberate, because since it retains, we rule its Hegdish status, so you've given her nothing. She's received nothing. You've given her nothing. Why not? No. Everybody agrees shogeg, the transfer takes place. The transition from Hegdish to Chulin. So therefore he married her with something that's Chulin. Because because her mayor, because her mayor says, again, we'll have to see her mayor. To either they're arguing, how does the transition take place? Is it deliberate, even inadvertent? Or if a person would know that he was taking Hegdish's object, he wouldn't want to take it. Understand? Which is not, that's always the case, right? We had the case earlier. A person sends a shliach, and it says, take that bag of money off the windowsill and go purchase something for me. And mistakenly, he directed him to the wrong bag of money, and he took a consecrated bag. So we say, from there we learn Yeshlich Varavera, right? Since he commissioned his nation to take that bag, when he takes that bag and he purchases something and he carries out the agency, what is it? The money is converted to chulin. He's called moel. If he would have known, the whole thing was inadvertent. He wouldn't want. Doesn't make a difference. But factually, if your intent is, we don't say it's like mekachtos. If he would have known, he wouldn't have. Doesn't make. That's every case. It's every case of me'ilah where you take it not knowing it's hegdish and you actually use it as if it would be your own. We don't say we say it's a mistake, and because it's a mistake, the act is not considered an act, right? That's moel. So you have to. So according to Rebbe, why is she married? Right? Either because shogeg doesn't cause the transfer. The only time the transition takes place if you do it deliberately. If you do it inadvertently, it doesn't work. Rabbi Yehuda says no, it's just to the contrary. Inadvertent it does. Mezid does not. Okay? We're going to have to stop.